Feds just raided the legal South Carolina Mexican restaurant and made horrific find in back room. And just when you think humanity can't go any lower, it outdoes itself. The Greenville, South Carolina Police Department is now reporting that 2 women are facing charges after a newborn died on July 12 when police were called to La Parrilla restaurant located on Market Point Drive, because of reports that a newborn baby had gone into cardiac arrest. The baby was then rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced dead on arrival. An examination then led to the finding that there was no valid medical reason for the child's death. But they did state that dirt and gravel were found all over the baby's body. Later that same day a coroner's investigation was initiated, where they found that the mother, 18-year-old Estela Ruiz Gomez, who is an employee of that establishment, gave birth to the baby in the restroom of that same restaurant. Gomez took a casual break during her shift where she had been complaining of stomach pains for most of the day. But when she didn't come back from her break, Rodriguez, a fellow co-worker, went to check on her. She then came back saying the Ruiz Gomez needed to go to the ER. After the heartless pair left the establishment, an employee went to empty the restroom trash. But as she was dragging the bag across the parking lot, it tore apart. That's when the baby fell out of the bag and onto the pavement. The baby's father, who also works at the restaurant, picked up the newborn and brought him inside, where EMS was immediately called to the establishment. At least someone here did the right thing. The CDC reports births among Hispanic and Black teens have dropped by almost half since 2006, according to a new analysis published by CDC. This mirrors a substantial national decline. Births to all American teenagers have dropped more than 40% within the past decade. Despite this progress, key challenges persist for many communities, according to the report. While dramatic declines among Hispanic and Black teens, 51% and 44%, respectively, have helped reduce gaps, birth rates remain twice as high for these teens nationally compared with white teens. Published today in CDC's Morbidity and Mortality Weekly Report, the new analysis highlights key community and state-level patterns. Dramatic racial and ethnic differences. In some states, birth rates among Hispanic and Black teens were more than 3 times as high as those of whites. Socioeconomic and education gaps. Higher unemployment and lower income and education are more common in communities with the highest teen birth rates, regardless of race. Key in-state differences. In some states with low overall birth rates, pockets of high birth rates exist in some counties. Regional patterns. Counties with higher teen birth rates were clustered in southern and southwestern states. The United States has made remarkable progress in reducing both teen pregnancy and racial and ethnic differences, but the reality is, too many American teens are still having babies, said CDC Director Tom Frieden, MD, mile per hour. By better understanding the many factors that contribute to teen pregnancy, we can better design, implement, evaluate, and improve prevention interventions and further reduce disparities. In the new report, CDC researchers analyzed national and state-level data from the National Vital Statistics System, NVSS, to examine trends in births to American teens ages 15 to 19 years between 2006 and 2014. County-level NVSS data for 2013 and 2014 also offer a point-in-time picture of local birth rates. To better understand the relationship between key social and economic factors and teen birth rates, researchers examined data from the American Community Survey between 2010 and 2014. Researchers highlight the importance of teen pregnancy prevention interventions that address socioeconomic conditions like unemployment and lower education levels, for reducing disparities in teen birth rates. State and community leaders can use local data to better understand teen pregnancy in their communities and to direct programs and resources to areas with the greatest need. These data underscore that the solution to our nation's teen pregnancy problem is not going to be a one-size-fits-all. Teen birth rates vary greatly across state lines and even within states, said Lisa Romero, Dr. Ph., a health scientist in CDC's Division of Reproductive Health and lead author of the analysis. we can ensure the success of teen pregnancy prevention efforts by capitalizing on the expertise of our state and local public health colleagues. Together, we can work to implement proven prevention programs that take into account unique, local needs. Research has shown that teen pregnancy and childbirth cost U.S. taxpayers an estimated $9 billion each year and have negative health and social consequences. Preventing teen pregnancy remains one of CDC's top priorities, and the agency is working on a number of fronts. One key component of this work is encouraging community-centered efforts. For example, between 2010 and 2015, CDC and the HHS Office of Adolescent Health, OAH, collaborated to demonstrate the effectiveness of innovative, multi-component, community-wide initiatives in reducing rates of teen pregnancy and births in communities with the highest rates, with the focus on reaching African American and Latino or Hispanic young people ages 15 to 19 years. Preliminary outcome data indicate that the community-wide initiatives were successful. Each community increased the number of teens who received evidence-based teen pregnancy prevention interventions and reproductive health services, as well as the percentage of teens who received moderately or highly effective contraceptive methods, including long-acting reversible contraception. Many of those strategies are now being implemented across the U.S. through 84 new 5-year teen pregnancy prevention grants supported by OAH. May is Teen Pregnancy Prevention Month. Communities can use this new information about teen pregnancy in the U.S. to inform the dialogue about pregnancy and its health and social consequences for youth. The investigation led to Ruiz Gomez being charged with homicide by child neglect, and Rodriguez was charged with aiding and abetting a homicide by child abuse. And to top it all off, Homeland Security is now investigating both suspects' immigration status after confirming that Ruiz Gomez was ordered to leave the country in 2016 but failed to do so. She must be one of those dreamers we keep hearing about. Both of these poor excuses for human beings are being held at the Greenville County Detention Center without bond. Please share if you agree we need to screen the quality of people who come into our country. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe Breaking News 365 channel. Goodbye and see you again.